The water's so murky. Hey! That is a bronze looking bream. Good morning, Isaac here from One Up Fishing. Back down in the mangroves today. Got a couple rods with me, gonna try flick a lure and also send some bait out and let that sit out there and see what we can catch. Let's go. Got the Berkley mix here. Just bread, sand, tuna oil, and a can of tuna. So I'm just going to rig up this other rod for the bait. Got a number 2 bean sinker, just a little circle hook, and then we use some fluorocarbon 10-pound Black Magic leader. This stuff is gold. If you're not using fluorocarbon, you're missing out. Like, it's just super hard for the fish to see, so they don't see your line and you're way more likely to get a bite. Okay, here's the bait. These are just frozen yellowtail. Got them down at Gunnamatta. So I just cut the head off, throw that out as burley, and then cut strips the whole way through, just about 1 centimetre wide. And then, sorry, this is awkward. Then those strips, cut those in half. I've just got a little bait bucket on my belt. Couple ice cubes in there to try and keep it cool as long as I can. And yeah, so we'll chop all the yakka up, and then we're gonna have a little session. And I keep the tails and the head in the bait bucket as well, and that way I can just periodically throw 1 or 2 out every, 10-minute interval, or every couple times that I rebait. Or just whenever I randomly reach in and grab a head or a tail, throw it out. If I grab a strip, and then I can bait up. And here's what lure I'll be using. The guys at Irukandji Tackle sent me these. These are the Megaprawn in 3-inch. Super nice looking soft plastic. Got the blue colour on the tail, kind of like a mustardy yellow with like pepper flakes through it, the big bug eyes, lots of little dangly, jiggly bits, just to give it life as this hops along the bottom. And I'll be very surprised if we don't get a flathead or even a bream take this. I'm going to use probably 1/8 jig head by Tackle Tactics. It'll pair nicely. See how we go. Tipped a bit of my bait bucket water onto myself, a bit gross. Bit gross, but oh well, that's fishing. There we go. Alright, bait rod set up while we wait for that to hopefully get a bite. Here's the lure. Megaprawn. Kind of like that it's kind of very natural looking as well, especially for these muddy waters. Should be perfect. Let's see how we go. The other thing about these, which I like, is they've got a split along the bottom underneath, and you can just load it up with scent and not have to worry about it rubbing off or coming off. The scent will sit in that slit and then just slowly disperse while you use it throughout your session. Perfect. Oh, we got something. Put this lure rod down. Jesus. It's a little bream. Not little, but probably a teenager bream, not fully adult. Cool green coloration. See you later. See, grab a tail, chuck it out. We'll send this out. So I opted for a bean sinker just because it's very snaggy here. And when I cast, I don't want the sinker just rolling past until it finds a snag for the line to get caught up on. Sometimes a ball sinker is good. You can let it drift along if it's just a sandy bottom, but it's that time of the morning. Alright, let's go catch a decent fish. If we don't get something with this soft plastic, then I might just switch to bait on both rods. Yep. Oh no, lost it. I felt a little thud. Let's say it'd be a flatty. Yeah, it looks like it's latched on around the tail there. Took a chunk out. Just didn't get it on the hook. Oh my god, my drag is still super tight. Yep, we got the flatty. That was nice. No, mate, come in close. Come here, mate. Got a net for you. There we go. Nice little flatty to start it off. I mean, not to discount that poor Bream, but to start off the lure action. I'd say that was the same flatty, same spot as the last one hit. Here he is, guys, little flatty. He's legal, so I wouldn't mind trying to get a little feed of a bunch of flatties. Hopefully we can get some more this session. So yeah, great way to start it off with the lure. That was the Irukandji Megaprawn did the damage. There's a fish on this. The whole time I was dealing with the flathead we just caught on the soft plastic. Look at this little guy. You might recognize him from The Little Mermaid. This is the smallest flounder I've ever caught. It's adorable. Look at it. Palm size. Slip him in your pocket. Oh mate, why do you swallow the hook so deep? They're so greedy, flounder. It looks like they got a tiny mouth, but they honestly have a huge mouth when it fully opens. They can swallow a decent soft plastic or big bait. Come on, mate. Yeah, he wasn't looking too great. That hook, it was hooked pretty deep, and it was too big a hook to leave in as well, because it was tiny. It was like sixth his body size. Hopefully he makes it. If you're wondering about what jig head size to use, you really can't go past like a 1/8. It's just like a great all-rounder. Works if there's a bit of current, gives you enough weight to cast far enough out. I would start at a 1/8 jig head and then work out whether you need to go heavier or lighter. If your lure's sinking too quick, or if the current or swell's taking it too much, then you can go up or down. Throw another fish head. I've had it before where I've thrown the yakka heads and tails out as burley, and then I catch a flatty, and later on when I'm cleaning it to later eat it, when you cut open the guts, it's got the yakka heads that were cut off cleanly inside it. So it definitely works as burley to bring them in, and they won't fill up on them either. Got a bite on this other rod. Got to put this one down. It's not pulling drag, so. And the drags. Actually, I need to bring this other rod in. I do not want to try and have two lines out close to one another. guess what it is. I'm going to say a little bream. Don't you go near that snag. He's right behind a snag if I try to bring him in now. I'm just going to tighten the drag and just pull him straight in between these snags. It's not a bad bream. Oh, let go. It's not a bad bream, would have been legal. Solid boy. That is classic snag city. You tighten the drag to try keep them away from the snags and off they come. Remember to loosen the drag. I love the sound of this drag, guys. This is a Shimano Hyperloop. See if that isn't great. I had to do a real far cast then because I had some loose loops on the reel. Because listen to this drag. It's a lot quieter, not as loud and pronounced. Hard to show up on camera. Which is why I might switch back to the Nexave, Shimano Nexave on this rod. Here's the shirt that Irukandji sent me. Irukandji, super comfy, super sun protection. Yeah, just you need to have a designated fishing shirt, something that'll keep the sun off you and you can let get a bit smelly and a bit tattered so you don't ruin all your nice shirts as well. And yeah, this is a nice shirt. Super happy with it. It'll be my main fishing shirt going forward. If you can see this, but oh yeah, some nibbles. Just nibbles. So I normally do the hop and then 2 cranks, but you can also just single hop, 1 crank. Wait a few seconds. Single hop, 1 crank. Before this bait gets too soft, I might switch from the lure just to a unweighted hook, and then just while the tide's still flowing out for this last little bit, excuse me, I'll just cast the unweighted bait and just let it float out, hopefully past something that is hungry. I always keep one of these, chuck all your lures in them, and then when you get home, you can wash the lures, get all the scent off them, get all the salt water off them so they don't rust, wash and dry them, and then put them back in your tackle box. And yeah, it'll just extend the life of your lures. Alright, unweighted a little piece of yakka. Let's send it into the creek. Oh, that's perfect. I can just see it slowly drifting down. And if it doesn't get hit and it keeps kind of floating, we can just give it some extra line, but surely something will be interested soon. Good though, because the wind's at our back. Ooh, little nibble. Lots of tiny bream around here though. Like when on a clear day around these logs, you can just see dozens of little bream just chilling out. Got something on this other rod. I don't think it's something solid. I think it's something pesky. Oh, drag's not super light. I can see it's a bream. Tighten the drag and let's just bring him in. Jump that snag. How do you hook yourself in the chin, mate? No one was even pulling on the hook. She's pooped on me. Alright. Back to the bait rod. It's coming in. Get it up. Oh yeah, it's a flatty. I had to just reef it in there. It was swimming in straight at that snag. I just tightened the drag and had to risk losing it. I can feel, I can feel something in his stomach. I bet you that's a bit of yakka inside in there.
Later that same evening.
Number 2, this is a moment of truth. This is the guy that's got something quite chunky in his stomach. That's the head of a yakka. 100% my burley that I was throwing out there. Another flatty. 37 centimeters on the yakka. Just casted it out and left it, and then something just kept pulling on the rod, and I was like, I think there's something on this. So, fish number 2 for dinner, 2 flathead tails. Delicious. Absolutely engulfed that bait. I can just see the hook. That's it for today, guys. Bream, flathead, flounder, not too bad. Kind of died off there toward the middle of the day. Like, obviously always better in the morning than in the afternoon. But yeah, I'll pack up and I'll be back. Hold on, what's this? Little soft plastic. It's rigged a tiny bit crooked, still, and a tiny bit back from the jig head. But still, 1/12 jig head. I'll take that as well. Alright guys, so I just finished up the creek and I was heading back to the car, but I figured I'll quickly come and chuck a lure in front of these mangroves. There's lots of bait fish around, so you never know what else is there. And whilst I do that, I'll put some of the, I got one yakka left, I'll put some of that out. The rod's already rigged up and everything, so I'll quickly just chop that up and send that out and see if we can get anything. Let's go. Let's send some yakka out here, leave it sit, see what we can get. Super low tide. Whoop, we're on the other rod. What can it be? The water's so murky. Hey! It's a nice bream. It's a pretty good bream. On the yakka, little circle hook. This guy's solid. See you, buddy. Oh, there's something. Okay, we want this drag good. We lost one earlier. Hell yeah. This is just a little piece of yakka. There's not too much to get snagged on. That is a bronze looking bream. He's gonna try to run when I get him to shore. This is a solid bream. Let's walk him up. Oh, almost tripped. Walk him up the beach. Hell yes. He is nice. Look at that head. Absolute unit. Hell yeah, beautiful fish. Hooked just in the corner of the fleshy little bit of the lip. It's already kicking. See you later, buddy. What do you think of that, Mr. Seagull? Probably wondering why I put that back so you couldn't eat it. That's it for another video, guys. Thanks for watching. Some solid bream in the end and a couple flatties and then lots of little bream.
But yeah, pretty good session. If you enjoyed that, please consider subscribing. It helps my channel grow. It lets you know when I have a new video. You can click here as well to watch one of my other videos. And yeah, I'll see you around. Alright, this is real hard to hold.